everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to be bringing you another product review video because I actually haven't done one of these since I think my Glossier Lash Slick review, so I'll pop that up in the iBar if you want to check it out. I'm very excited for this video because I am reviewing a product that has made me fall back in love with a product that I kind of stopped using for a while, which is blush. And today, as you can probably guess from the title, it's all about these guys from BAREMINERALS. I've always had this kind of hit or miss relationship with blush. I think when I first discovered blush back in middle school, I was always applying, first of all, probably the wrong shade for my face, and then also just way too much of it. So to me, blush always kind of is so noticeable and looks very overdone in a lot of cases. That's probably honestly why I've kind of just skipped over it in the last few years, because I haven't found one that was easy enough, if that makes sense. Just something that was no nonsense, something that looked really effortless, just gave you that natural flush, and that wasn't anything too intense, because I obviously love actually intense blush in runway shows, and I'm hoping to see a lot of it this fashion week. But just for my everyday wear, you know, I wanted something that really just kind of enhanced my natural flush already and my tan, because yay, it's summer and I'm very tan right now and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, so I honestly had kind of written off blush and forgotten about it for a while, and then a few weeks ago I received these in a PR package, and so I wanted to take the time to talk about why I've started wearing blush again and tell you guys why this particular blush has been perfect. I'll pop a link to the product down below in case any of you want to check it out for yourselves. So this is the BAREMINERALS GENNUDE blush, and this product actually comes in 12 different shades on their website, and they have 3 colors of each of the different kind of categories. So they have mauves, pinks, peaches, and beiges. So each one of those categories has 3 different shades of blush within it. So kind of no matter what your skin tone, no matter what your skin situation is, you can totally find a color that works for you. I actually think that the colors that I was sent are the 2 that I like the best out of all of the shades, so that works out really well for me. I'll first show you an up close of the packaging of each, and then I will swatch them for you so you can see what they look like. So this is the beige shade that I was sent, and it's called Let's Go Nude. And as you can see, it's not too peachy, it's not too neutral. And I was also sent this mauve shade, and this one is called On the Mauve, which is hysterical. And as you can see, it's this really gorgeous kind of flushed color. It's not too pink. That's my one thing I can't deal with, is when blushes are too pink. And they just are too bright and noticeable. This one feels really subtle and beautiful to me. So let me go ahead and just swatch these both for you on the back of my hand so you can see kind of what they look like. So on top we have Let's Go Nude, and on the bottom we have On the Mauve. And since this is the first time I've actually touched them with my fingers, I just wanted to point out how creamy and velvety this texture is, but it's definitely not too intense or overwhelming. And along with the blushes, I was also actually sent a brush. So this is the Blooming Blush Brush. Here's a closer look at the brush. So this is an angled blush brush, and this is the one that BAREMINERALS obviously wants you to use along with the GENNUDE blushes. I'm sure that you guys could find drugstore dupes of this if you wanted to, and if I find any for you, I'll be sure to link them down below. Waving my wand over here, link them down below. So one thing that I read about these blushes on the website is that it contains their new blurring mineral complex. So it's supposed to look extremely soft and kind of almost airbrushed over your skin. Airbrushing to me is kind of, I feel I often think of it in the extreme way, where you look at a photo in a magazine and her face is completely just scary alien, there's no imperfections in it anywhere. But I interpret that from BAREMINERALS as being it's just a super soft, it doesn't look too intense or pigmented, I was saying is kind of my blush pet peeve from earlier. It really does just kind of sit over your skin and kind of bring your look back together. These products are both super blendable and super buildable, so if you want to kind of pair them with other stuff, or I'll explain a little bit more about where exactly I apply both of these shades on my face. But if you kind of want to add in contour after this, or add in highlighter, you know, they can kind of mesh together with the blush so that you can create a full look, and it doesn't look like any of the products are competing with each other too much. Also, if you check out BAREMINERALS website, you'll see that these blushes are hypoallergenic. They have 8-hour long wear, so that, you know, you don't have to worry about touching up as you go throughout your day. And this is also cruelty free, so that means it's not tested on animals, which is always a bonus in my book. I have not fully moved everything over to being cruelty-free yet in my beauty routine, but I am really working towards that goal, and I'm trying to make sure that anything new that I buy is not tested on animals. So these are also oil-free, fragrance-free, and they contain antioxidants that are good for your skin. So good on Bare Minerals. I feel like they're a company that always has like their ingredients down and are always very like open and transparent about what exactly is in their products and trying to make sure that they not only look good on your skin, but that they are also good for your skin. So I'm now going to apply these products for you, and I think what I'll do is I guess I'll just do one cheek in the one shade and one cheek in the other shade, and then if I see anybody later, I'll just fix my makeup or just walk around like that and see if anyone happens to notice. So I've zoomed you in so you can get a much better look at what I'm doing, and I'm going to start with On the Mauve. So for a more kind of pink toned blush, I like to focus it more on the apples of my cheeks. So I'm just going to, so see, I just very lightly wiggled this brush. I almost said blush. I'm gonna get very confused in this video. I just wiggled this brush on top of the powder for like a second, and I did it super lightly, and you can see kind of how much it picks up. So definitely don't be afraid to tap a little bit, knock it off if you need to, and also to remember that this is a buildable product, so you can always like add more on if you want to, but it's a little harder to take things away. So I will do this cheek with On the Mauve. I'm like tempted to keep talking to you guys as I apply this, but I need to smile for it to happen, so just I won't be talking for a moment as I smile, so. So as you can see, that really did add an instant flush to my face, which the website says that it does. And honestly, that's enough blush for me. If you want more, if you're going for that rosy look, like I won't stop you at all, but that is plenty for me. And basically what I did was I really just kind of used a swirling motion to kind of blend out the color on my cheek so that it wasn't as intense, but it definitely makes me look like I just came back from a nice little day at the beach and I'm just like ready to kind of sit back and chill out and have a nice calm Friday night. You can see how easy that was, because my other thing about blush is sometimes like I get scared if I don't put it in the exact right spot, and in a sense this is kind of like idiot proof that I say that more about me than anybody else, where you really can just like kind of put the color where you think it looks good and blend it out, and you can keep blending it as much as you want to until it gets to look the way that you want it. So I'm now going to apply Let's Go Nude to this cheek, and I do it a little bit more differently than the mauve color, and I'll show you why. Basically, like if I'm wearing this blush, there's a 99.999% chance that I'm going to forego my contour, and I'm just like not gonna have it with that. So for this reason, I kind of apply it both as a blush and a contour. So as you saw over here, I really liked to concentrate the blush in a circle right on the apple of my cheek, and I'm going to do the same thing with this, but I'm also going to bring it up a little bit, kind of where you would almost bring your contour and your highlight, because this will give me a much more natural finish than this kind of more sun-kissed vibe. All right, so again, like see that already, but don't worry, I'm gonna blend it out a little bit. So you can already see the difference of what they look like on both cheeks. I know I look like kind of a crazy person, but this is for you guys. I'm doing all of this for you. So as you can see, I took the color that was on my cheek and I really did just kind of sweep it up more. So it's kind of like, all I'm thinking of like is a macaroni noodle right now. I hope that makes sense. But I am kind of just making a little bit of a sweeping motion, and that really brings the color more up. Since this does evoke contour so much more to me than blush, because it is a beige kind of tone, to me it just makes more sense to kind of bring the color up a little bit. I can always tone it down with a powder that more closely matches my skin tone. Okay, so I did just do exactly what I told you I was going to do. This is my Makeup Forever, what is this? The Sculpting Kit in the shade 2, and I just used a big fluffy brush to kind of take this lighter tone shade and blend it on top of that, because to me that just tones it down a lot more. As I've mentioned several times in this video, I prefer my blush when it looks much more subtle and not as highly pigmented. If you're the other way around though, you really can build these up as much as you want to, so definitely feel free to add on as much as you want to get the look that you're going for. Here's my finished, not look, but finished both cheeks. So as you can see, this is Let's Go Nude and this is On the Mauve. They do really both give a different effect, but I love both of them for that reason, and I think that this is going to give me a lot more like versatility in my kind of everyday makeup look if I'm incorporating these two every once in a while, because it really just adds a little bit more dimension to your face, and I feel like it makes the look more interesting ultimately. Before I wrap this all up, let's just go over pricing of everything. So these blushes individually retail for $24 each, which to me In my opinion, I'm gonna have these forever. I love the two shades that I have, and I personally think that it's worth the money. You get 0.21 ounces. That's pretty standard compared to other similar blushes like these, so I definitely think that that's reasonable. And again, if you're someone who prefers a more subtle finish of these like me, it's gonna probably take you a while to get through one of these. So definitely think that $24 is a reasonable price to spend on these. The brush actually also retails for $24. I am, you know, I'm a big fan of my Sigma brushes, which I have the collection of 12 of those. I'll leave my blog post review of those brushes down below if you want to check that out. And I do love those brushes, but I'm sure that there are drugstore dupes of them, so definitely check to see if you can find a similar angled blush brush like this one, and then you can kind of determine for yourself if you want to spend the $24 or if you can maybe find one for cheaper. But even $24 is not too bad for a brush that you're gonna have forever, so definitely check this out too. I will link it down below along with the blushes for you to check out. Okay guys, and that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love reviewing new beauty products when they come in, so be sure to subscribe if you'd like to stick around and see some of my other product reviews coming up. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. That means so much to me. It really helps my channel out, and it lets me know to keep creating content like this for you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!